for another episode review of Dino Fury. This is episode 19, The Matchmaker. Alright. Okay. Let me just wait 1 minute, then we can get started. I can do it by real time. Okay, so first we start with Ollie's mother. It looks like she actually is doing a dig, so not only she is part of being a weather observationist, but she also is doing she's also a digger too, and she found a treasure. Yeah, she found a chest. And now we get introduced to this new person who is actually part of the museum. And we have Purple Beard, which, okay, I think we got a mention of him once. And we have Amelia. Yes. We have Amelia, who's actually talking to Jayborg, and she's making her ask a few questions just to get some interesting stuff supernaturally. And then we have Jane, who's also in the back. Is like, okay, let's wrap this up, because Jayborg is actually the one who's doing the review. So apparently she's like, when it comes to the museum, we run on donations. It's like, oh yeah, that's cool. It's like, yeah, that's a good idea. And then we have Pop Pop, and Pop Pop actually goes to the let's say historian. And he actually saves her from getting maybe electrocuted or hit by a light. Yeah, it's like a stupid intern or whoever works there, and she's on her phone, and luckily for her, she doesn't pick up the freaking light that she just knocked over. No, she just continues walking by with her freaking phone texting. What the hell? But hey, Pop Pop, and let's say the historian lady. Well, Pop Pop actually does something nice and actually gives donations of what's in his pockets, which was kind of nothing, but hey, it's the thought that counts. And it looks like they kind of hit it off because she actually has a little thing for him. Yeah, that's pretty nice. It's like, yeah, she's a little thing. And then it looks like that maybe they're getting asked out. Yeah, she actually is asking him out to go to a picnic. And Amelia actually is noticing, and she's like, oh my goodness, he's going. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud and awesome. And the messed up part is, of course, matchmaker, meaning that Amelia will be involved with Pop Pop's picnic date. Yeah, it's been a long time since he went on a date, but me personally, I'm like, do you have to be involved, Amelia? Can't you just allow him to do it himself, And, well, of course, that's a no. Instead, she's like, I'm gonna help you. And he's like, I haven't been on a date for decades. It's like, yeah, we have no idea what happened to the grandma. It's like, yeah, I have no idea what happened to the grandma. Most likely she passed away, sadly. The parents are just somewhere. Meanwhile, we get to Void Knight, and Void Knight is watching the TV as if he's Master Shredder, and he actually is like, Purple Beard's chest and his treasures, those could be something that actually can power up stuff. And here's Slither out of nowhere, and Slither comes with Fungussy, and they have a Sporix Beast. And the Sporix Beast is able to switch people switch their bodies, let's say that. Switch their minds, switch their spirits into each other's bodies. So then we have Slither, who's like, oh my gosh, this is gross, being Fungussy, what the hell? And then Fungussy is like, oh, is this being Slither? Ooh, I always wanted to use your wand. And she hurt her own body, turned into liquid again, and then got switched back, and Slither's like, oh, it was gross being your body. I need to take lots and lots of showers. Gross. Fungus is like, I wish it wasn't gonna end. This sucks. The Void Knight's like, oh yeah, we're gonna cause some mayhem with the Rangers. And it's like, yeah, so you go out and maybe get the freaking stuff that belongs to Purple Beard and crap like that and blah, blah, blah. And now we get back to the Rangers. Amelia's actually looking for a blazer to get her, grandfather. It's kind of funny that they're both saying stuff. It's like, oh, black is good, Javi. And then Holly's like, oh, blue will actually match his eyes. Brings out the blue in his eyes. And Izzy's like, But Papa's eyes is brown. It's like, well, it'll make him sparkle. Meanwhile, we have Zato who's like, why in the world are you're doing this anyways? I mean, isn't it cool for Papa to be himself? And it's like, yeah. And then it turns out that a Sporex beast is out there, the one that we saw, and he's basically wrecking stuff, trying to look for that chest. So I think he actually is by the museum, so he's actually the museum's storage area. And he finds the chest, but, well, guess what's gonna happen? The Rangers come to the rescue. Oh yeah, note, the chest already got emptied out. So they're like, oh, there's the treasure, and it's like, no, the chest got emptied out already. So now the Rangers come and, oh, excuse me. Yeah, the Sporex Beast summon his minions, and now here we go. The Rangers morph. I'll give it 1 minute, right quick. It's like, yeah, so the Rangers morph, and they're linked to the morphing grid. Let me just say one thing about this whole camera angle. It was kind of weird that it's like, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. It's like, okay, what's going on here, guys? Why are you doing that? It's nice to actually see the sequence of all of them morphing together. And it's like, yep, there it goes. So they're now ready to battle. And here is, it's like, I don't remember his name of the Sporex Beast. But anyway, Sporex Beast actually did the unthinkable. He actually switched a boy and a girl together. So Amelia and Zato are switched. Javi and Ollie is switched. They demorph. And as soon as they demorph, well, they're wondering what's going on, and then they try to morph again, and of course, well, their Dino keys doesn't work. Which you're like, oh, well, then switch keys then. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy enough that no, they don't even switch the keys and be like, okay, let's morph, switch keys. They try to do it, and of course, well, nothing happens. So all we have is Izzy and Ion. Yeah, Izzy and Ion actually fight. The other two, well, I mean, the other four, they're not doing anything. Kind of interesting that, yes, their voices, of course, change with their transformation. So the other four just teleports away. Meanwhile, the other two are just fighting. So Izzy and Ion actually got this. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's like, it's good. It's a decent battle where it's like, yeah, they're doing good. And Ion could definitely just held his own, and he actually took down the Sporex Beast. Sporex Beast tries to take him down with a nice Xer move, but yeah, right, like you can actually do that. And then we have the Electro Battle Armor summoned. Ooh, that sucks for you. And, well, he's about to finish him off. Oh, that sucks for you, man. And, of course, well, the Sporex Beast actually was smart enough to just teleport, and 2 cars got obliterated because of that. Yeah, hopefully they got insurance. It's like, my car, my fucking car. So anyways, yeah, so at least Izzy finished up the minions, and they both decided to teleport to go back to the command center to check on the others. So we have Javi testing out Ollie's body. Meanwhile, we have Amelia in Zato's body trying to bring the antennas out so she can actually tell Zato in her body what exactly is going on. We have Ollie who's talking to Solon in Javi's body to figure out what's going on here. So yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. The date with Pop, oh my goodness, no, I can't do him like this. It's like, oh wait, then you can do it. It's like, you can go and you can actually coach Pop. And it's like, yeah, well, why can't he be himself? I don't think I need to do anything. It's like, okay, what you're gonna do is just tell Pop to put in this earpiece, and I'll coach him through the whole entire date. It's like, okay. So we have Zato who actually is like, yeah, she does have nice hair, and then Pop actually has the blazer and everything on, so he's dressed to impress, definitely. Except for the bow tie, though. What's the deal with the bow tie? To add a little bit of flair that she's the Pink Ranger, I guess. It's like, yeah, the bow tie. Interesting. It's like, yeah, like fascinating thoughts. So, yeah, Zato gives Pop Pop the earpiece, and then after that, some cologne. But the cologne was just like, oh, well, this is one thing that's like, okay, that's kind of messed up, but sure, I can glance over it, which is like the cologne that she gives him apparently can attract bees. So you can't use too much of the stuff he does, which of course you know what's going to happen. Apparently, whoever is responsible to the whole digital animals, because yeah, you saw the bee in the previous series, right? For Beast Morphers, episode 4, I think. Well, guess what? The person's able to play again and be like, "Yay! I get to use the bee. I get some of the digital bee that we use." So it's like, oh great. So, anyways, yeah, the historian is impressed, anyways, that he's wearing. Yeah, except for the bow tie, of course. Again, except for the bow tie, but yeah, he's like, yeah, well, those are my work clothes, and I would like to actually wear. These are how I actually dress. And it's like, oh, okay. So apparently they have vegetable soup. I think it's broccoli soup. It's like, oh, that's nice. Yeah. So, and like I said, there's the fucking bee. And of course, it's like, yes, the digital bee. It's like, yeah, I'm glad that they don't have like a real bee to use, but it's kind of sucky that you did that. I mean, seriously, it's kind of horrible. But yeah, and because of that bee, Pop Pop tries to smack it, and he actually, oh yeah, the freaking bee actually, I don't know. But the earpiece went into the soup, and that actually splattered over his professional clothes. So what happens is that he's going to do it on his own, and he's going to actually dress into his usual clothes because, well, it's ruined. And Zato decides to just tell him the truth, being like, be yourself. It's like, that's what you should really do. Be yourself. And it's like, yeah, don't use any more of that cologne either. It's like, yeah, be yourself. So he decides to dress his work clothes, his actual clothes. And, well, the good news is that she didn't leave, right? The historian woman did not leave, so he's doing good. So be yourself. That's the reason why she chose you, is because she saw something in you that, yeah. So he comes back, and Amelia in Zato's body's like, what the hell did you do? He's wearing your clothes. What are you doing? It's like, believe in Pop Pop. If he's being himself, it's going to be enough. It's going to be perfectly fine. And it turns out that the historian is somewhat of a greaser herself. Apparently, her dad actually is kind of like Pop Pop. He actually worked on many things, her dad. So that's the reason why she likes Pop Pop, is because they work together. And she was able to tell the grease stains that's on his thing, except for one grease stain, which I think that was bacon grease that he was cooking with. But hey, this date is going perfectly fine. There's no real reason to be worried. It's just like, yeah, there's no reason to be worried. So she was worried about nothing, and they have a conversation they can talk about because she was raised that way. So she actually can fix things together too. So, that's going to be interesting. Would that be something in the future that could happen? I don't know, but hey, they have an interest together. Meanwhile, Solon and Ollie, well, everyone's back, and he actually says the reason why the morphers didn't work, that the dino keys didn't work, is because even though we switch bodies, our essence, our souls, our spirits, whatever, actually corresponds with what's inside of you, what's inside your heart. Which I'm like, it's gonna be a cop out where I'm like, oh, you're gonna do it, huh? You're gonna do it because you have a boy and girl switch. You're gonna do it, right? You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it to where it's like it matches their physique. You're gonna do it. So, anyways, yeah. So the monster returns. The Sporix Beast returns. They teleport. Apparently, he went to the plaza. As he went to a plaza area, and some people are running for it. And then, of course, the freaking monster is a little bit cocky, being like, "Oh, well, you guys, I got swapped. Yeah, there's no way you guys can fight now." And then, apparently, before they actually introduce, they get their dino keys now. swap Dino keys now? Okay, whatever. Anyways, yes, they morph now. But no sequence because they already did it. They already did it this time. So, yeah, we just get to see them and let's see if they actually do it. And no. It's like at first I'm like, oh, wait, maybe they did. And it's like, nope. Mm-mm. Apparently, their spirit actually matches. And even if you're in a guy's body, Amelia actually still has the physique as if she's in her own body. Total cop out. Same with Zato. Total cop out. Anyways, Ion got hit by the beam and now he swapped with a pigeon. So that means if the pigeon can actually morph, then that means that the pigeon will still look in human form instead of being in pigeon form. Well, anyways, whatever. Let's continue on with this, which is like, yeah, it's kind of a cop out, but frick it. So, yes, the minions were with him and he summons the minions to go and attack. Okay, let me just say one thing. It's interesting that episode ago or 2 episodes ago, they didn't use Dino keys at all. And now here we are back with Dino keys. You know, it's like, notice there was one pause where they didn't use Dino keys at all. Anyways, now we were bringing them back. We have Zeta with the blazing armor key. I think we have Izzy with the hover Dino key. Someone has the spin Dino key. Hyper Dino key was involved too. 1 second, let me check to make sure. Shield key is the only other one that actually needed to be mentioned. Okay, here we go. Okay, good. So yeah, that's all. So there we go. Everyone has keys, thank goodness. And as for Ion, he can't use keys at all. It's like they just got rid of them. And then here they go presenting themselves, the usual roll call. Yeah, let's see. Like, yeah, so all the keys are present, and of course, Ion is flying in the sky, and it's like, damn, man. Gotta admit, that is pretty bit funny. That's a bit funny. So they took down the minions, and now they're taking down the Sporix beast. And they actually do the final attack. And now they don't have now they're not powered up anymore. And then here we go, the Sporix beast is growing very, very big. It's like, oh, well, they got to call their Zords except for the Muscle Zord. So this is one thing. Well, let me just fast forward because of issues that happened. So anyways, yeah, we got the Zords showing up and then they do the Ultra Zord, and as soon as they do this Ultra Zord with all 5 Zords, they actually attack him. They took off his took off his horns. As soon as they took off his horns, they separated and demorph. So they separate and demorph, then there we go. They all have to morph again, and Ion, of course, was able to do stuff, and he had a worm in his mouth. Damn, that sucks. So he teleports, he goes into the Megazord 2, and they're going to finish him off by the Muscle Zord. Yeah, the Muscle Zord is going to team up with him, and because the freaking Sporix Beast thought it's a good idea to jump over the river. He goes up there, he bites him, and then he takes his tail and takes him out, and there you go. No final attack. And you got Void Knight who grabs the Sporix. So there we go. Now we get to see what happens at the very end, which is Pop actually is with the librarian lady, and he's looking at the puzzle. So there's in the chest, there was a puzzle. This puzzle will actually have a map to the treasure of Purplebeard, which, lo and behold, is basically Dino keys. And it's kind of funny that Amelia fakes a freaking call, being like, hey, Rangers, I got something to tell you. Because, well, So, and of course, Amelia actually learned that, yeah, Pop doesn't need to be changed at all. He's good the way he is. Yeah, that's just the way it is. So that's good. But either way, yeah, he was glad that she actually helped too, and he's glad that she was concerned about him. So anyways, yeah, so there's a puzzle piece that's in the thing. We got to see the map. The map actually goes back to Dino Hinge, I guess we can call it that, but I don't think it really is called that. And it turns out that the freaking keys were buried exactly where they should be. And you're telling me that no one actually tried digging for Dino keys around the premises? It's like, what the hell? Yeah, that's the messed up part. It's like, what the hell? Really? What the hell? So basically the Red Ranger uses the scan dino key or vision dino key or heightened dino key, one of those. He does it and he says it's been a long time since he used it, and wow, what a rush. So he finds the dino keys, and I think the next episode we're going to see for ourselves what the keys are, which we already know. They're Shadow Raptor and Light Raptor. So that's basically it. So what I think about this episode, besides, the librarian actually kissed Pop Pop. Not in the way that you think, but on cheek. This actually ended very, very nicely. No need to actually end it with a gag. Ha ha ha, funny stuff. No, it's like, yeah, Pop Pop has been at least redeemed a bit. There's a lot more to go. It's like, you got to make sure that he actually shows that he is capable as a freaking handyman. And don't fuck it up. Yeah, don't make it goofy. That's all you got to do. Don't make it goofy. But anyways, yeah, there we go. Too bad that this was kind of a little bit late, thanks to somebody having to freaking schedule the next freaking thing, the next video, the next day. It's like, I hate it when you do that. I hate when you do that. But anyways, yeah, the Shadow Raptor and Light Raptor, he found it, and we'll see what happens next week.